You've done the right thing. You've insulated your ceiling. You've insulated your underfloor. But you're still cold. Best you finish the job. And to match your walls.
Well, let's move from talking about one rotary winged aircraft being a drone. And the drone at Lake Elson. By the way, could I just say the person or people who shot down the drone, I'd guarantee your anonymity if you want to ring into the program and just say, were they tricky? Are they hard to track, a drone? What shot did you use? What range was it at? Did you have the sun at your back or what? But the other rotary machine we're talking about are helicopters. The government announced over the weekend that it was spending $2 billion to replace the 5 Sea Sprite naval helicopters that the New Zealand Defence Force currently operates. And I, perhaps somewhat naively, did the math, and that was $2 billion, 5 helicopters, divided up, $400 million a helicopter, which seemed a bit steep to me. I looked at the price of helicopters, and I thought that we're being ripped off if we're paying that for the helicopters. Judith Collins came back to me, and I think in a nice way, she said, Sean, that's a very simplistic way to look at it. So I invited her on the program to teach me the error of my ways, and she joins us now. Minister, good morning.
Good morning, Sean.
Did I mess that up, did I?
Yeah, well, no, you just did. You did basic maths on it, and of course, it would be if that was just what it is. But
yeah, 400 million is a lot for a helicopter.
Yeah. Well, that's not the way it works, because it also includes is the first 4 years of operation. So it means all the training, all the personnel, everything else over 4 years, the fuel, everything that it takes to run helicopters.
The bullets or the missiles?
Well, it's got missiles. They'll have missiles. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We have missiles now, and we're.
The petrol or the avgas?
Yeah, all that stuff, everything. So basically, it's not that we're paying that; it's that we're allocating that sort of money to say this is what it takes. It's like if you bought a car and you couldn't afford the petrol, or learning how to drive.
Okay. Did we get anything on the trade-in from the Sea Sprites?
Well, I wouldn't have thought so. So we currently have 5 operating and 3 being used for parts. So we are talking about airframes that date from the 1960s and 70s.
Jeez, are they that old? Did we buy them second-hand?
Oh, yes, of course. So, of course, so often. And I don't blame the people who bought them, because that was all the money they could get out of the Treasury and the Finance Minister of the day. So that's what happens. And you end up buying old and then strangely...
So they're knackered, basically.
They're still operational for a couple of years, but our maintenance people in the Defence Force, I've got to say, these people, they could make a Model T Ford fly. They're unbelievable, but they shouldn't have to be like that. They should actually have something that's reasonable to start with. Okay,
so $2 billion is allocated to replace them, but that's not just to buy new helicopters. No. That's for all the training, all the running costs and everything else. Do we have a helicopter in mind?
There are around, I understand there are about 3 major suppliers that they're looking at. And no doubt we do have some specifications that we particularly want. So they've got to be able to be on the back of the frigates. They've got to be able to deal with our conditions, maritime conditions, because mostly they're maritime helicopters. And they're out getting people picking them out of the Tasman Sea and that sort of thing. So, yes, but it's obviously got to go through a business case.
Do they also have to be compatible with Australia? I mean, are they using something that we could...
Well, they're using, at the moment, they're using the equivalent of the maritime helicopter, like the Black Hawk one, but it's they call it something else now. Yeah. They expect me to be the expert. But the thing is that in the past we've bought sometimes the same as Australia, and then Australia has found they don't like them. Like the NH-90 helicopters, which the military use here. We got them. Australia was getting them. Australia then found they didn't like them. They preferred not to use them. But we, of course, couldn't just choose to do that because we haven't got that sort of money. And they sold us a whole stack of parts before burying them in the desert. So we got a benefit out of it, and we got a hell of a lot of parts for not that much money.
All right.
Same with these sea sprites. Sea sprites are similar. It's like we're often on the back end of the Australian procurements, but sometimes we've got to do some stuff ourselves.
All right. The Black Hawks, can I just say, having Black Hawk naval version, would just be cool. If that's what the Australians have got, can they fit on the back of a frigate, or are they too big?
Oh, look, don't ask me about those technical details. Okay. What I do know is that there's about three different helicopters that are being, very much closely looked at. Right. And we'll wait. We'll go through the process and give people a fair go. Minister,
look, the other thing is, I hate going onto a used car. How much have you got to spend? You never tell them that, but we have. We've said we've got $10 billion. So will the helicopter salespeople not see us coming?
No, I think what they'll see is we're actually worth talking to, but that doesn't mean to say we're going to spend that money. It means that we've got that money allocated, so we can back up our viewing of the helicopter with actually being able to purchase it, and that is the enormous difference. So instead of saying to the Australians, what second-hand bit have you got for us, we can go out and buy something ourselves for our own people and hold our heads up high like we can actually pay our way in the world.
And it's not going to be $400 million a helicopter.
No,
I was wrong.
Not going to be
I'm really sorry.
Gee, I hope you're wrong. No, we are wrong.
You've done the right thing. You've insulated your ceiling. You've insulated your underfloor. But you're still cold. Yes, you insulate your walls with Insulmax. Finish the job. Insulmax your walls.